Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to me and Tarot Card Puppy Binges weekly tarot card reading, and hopefully drawing. We got the drawing right here. So, gonna do the Crow Tarot. I'm feeling rather ready for spooky season. Y'all might say, "You mean pumpkin spice season?" Yeah, I mean pumpkin spice season, spooky season. One of the reasons is Tracy let me use one of her candles. You can see here in the background. In case you're wondering, the candle is a little bit farther away from the painting than it kind of looks like on camera. This desk doesn't hit the wall. Oh no, this desk doesn't hit the wall. So there's a little bit more space than maybe you can tell. But welcome. My sister Tracy let me use her pumpkin candle. You're gonna see it a bit later when I move all the stuff. But anyway, she's gonna use her pumpkin candle because she said she got a new one. So I said, "This is great." She's got all these candles. I said, "Can I borrow one, Tracy?" She said, "Nope, nope, can't borrow that one. Nope, no." I said, "You don't even use them." She uses them for decoration. Okay. So I got the jack-o'-lantern Halloween pumpkin candle. So I got a little fall spooky season going on here, and it turns out just kind of matched my makeup with it. I hope it's okay. I said, you know, we can go a little bit dramatic this week. That's fine. I know I wanted to go red, so this is what happened. I said, I'm gonna do red today. So here we are. I've just kind of been slowly getting ready for this video this morning. It's already 9:40 a.m. here at Central Standard Time in San Antonio, Texas. I gave Banjo like 3 treats already, and he's already finished all of them. But I had to get my coffee. Obviously, I had to get the straw because of the way I did my lipstick. Anyway, so as I'm getting adjusted to my makeup and as I'm doing the introduction to this video, I hope y'all are doing well. Happy Sunday. I wanted to do a 38-minute chit chat video on Friday. It didn't work out, so I'm really hoping that this video works out because during the entire 38 minutes and 48 seconds, everything seemed normal. I didn't have any problems. I even like paused the video and then unpaused it like how I usually do sometimes. And then all of a sudden I said, "Okay, bye everybody." I pressed the stop button and then it like froze, and then it was like no 0 seconds, nothing recorded. So the whole time I was filming, it seemed like nothing was wrong until the exact very end. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. If that does happen, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see if there's a problem with my phone. Obviously, I'm gonna have to try again. I'm just crossing my fingers so that was just kind of a glitch, a twitch, a glitch. My cell phone. So hopefully this video works out as I'm making it. Rachel, what are you doing? So anyway, with that being said, it's a little bit later in the morning, but that's fine. Tracy goes to work, so things should be kind of quiet. So we'll see how that works. Um, anyway, here in San Antonio, it is still bright out. There's still sunlight at 8:40 p.m. Okay. Uh, I was thinking to myself, I guess, is it too early to go to sleep? And then I checked the time, and I was like, oh my God, it's almost 9 o'clock. No, it's not too early to go to sleep. So it is sunlight even at past 8:30 p.m. here in San Antonio, Texas. You know what that means? It's like a smack dab in the middle of summer. Summer has the longest days, right? So even though we're in the middle of summer, I thought maybe we can kind of have this fall theme. Let's see how that works. Whatever that can mean to you. Okay. Well, I guess we're ready to get started. I mean, I'm going to flip a card over. Benjo is going to, I'll flip a card over for Tarot Card Purple Benjo. Okay, Benjo? Hopefully he's in a good mood. Hopefully he's sees what problems we need to face that aren't the devil. Benjo. But I'll flip a card over for Banjo, and it can be kind of our overarching theme, I guess, in addition to fall. But maybe fall can just be our vibe and not necessarily our theme. How does that sound? So anyway, I like the sound of that. And I was thinking about doing again this crow spread, crow tarot body. I just kind of really like it. I only do for my own personal tarot. I do every day. I only do the 5-card spread, and then if I draw something, I always kind of like just to do the tarot. So to help with my memory, even though I always refer to the book, but I do the 3 cards: the past, present, and future. So I'm kind of really liking it, this crow body spread. So I think we're just going to go ahead and do that again today. Okay. And for some reason, I have not been able to write very much. I said, usually when I get these sketchbooks, I've been, I get like halfway, and I've already written a lot of stuff. So, Benjo, I know this is everybody else's tarot reading, but maybe you can help me out with that too. What's going on there, Benjo? Okay. My solution to that was I could just write it anytime. If I sketch that's not in the morning, I could also just write that. And what I've been doing in my past sketchbooks when that's happened is I've been taking some excerpts from my Instagram and doing that. I guess you can call it creative writing, right? Is technically what it is. Alright, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. My mouth is kind of dry, but I don't want to mess up my lipstick. 1 second. Yum. Okay. Yeah, so just gonna shuffle. I was just thinking about the colors. I said, I've got a silver necklace on, and I got gold earrings on. I was wondering, maybe one's a summer color, one's a fall color. Maybe the silver is a summer color. I see a lot of this is silver by itself, and also silver with turquoise, right? It's kind of like a staple kind of classic fashion trend. Yeah, well, that's really more summer, right? I was thinking gold, like the gold leaves and stuff like that. What do you think, Benjo? I just washed all his blankets this morning. So he's chilling on his head, newly washed stuff. He always does that. I'll wash like my bed sheets or something, and then he'll sit right in the pile of my newly washed sheets. I guess because he likes the warmth or whatever. My canna lily has decided to bloom right outside my window here, which I'm kind of shocked because the leaves are looking a little rough. It does get rather hot here. I've been to water it. There was a lot of rain here in Texas, and then I've been trying to water in the evening. Rachel, 1 second. Anyway, so yeah, I've been watering in the evenings. I guess it was doing good for the canna lily. I have a mandarin tree that I've had since March, and not one fruit, not one blossom, not nothing. But it's not dead. So. Okay, Benji, you ready? I guess we didn't cut today. That's fine. Okay, Benjo. Oh, the Queen of Swords reversed. Air element. This one is kind of not very ornate, which I think is interesting. You get the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, and they're very ornate. There's a lot of stuff around them in their chair. The Queen of Wands' chair is the 2 lions. But this Queen of Swords here, she doesn't have much with her. She just has like this one tree, this one bird. She's got her sword, and she has her wing like that. I think it's very much Egyptian for me. I see a lot of it reminds me of Egyptian art. And so this one might be the mind is like a terrible thing to waste. A lot, I think, with this wing and stuff, it could be a lot of things that emphasizing things that you possess internally, not outside possessions, but very much inside internal possessions. The air element. Let's see when this one's reversed to a Benjo. Oh, impartiality. Oh, the crow is her ability to see the big picture. So that's great. Okay. Ooh, this one is very interesting. It kind of reminds me of the uh, King of Cups a little bit. This one is a bit. She can be a tyrant, unapologetic, cold-hearted, and short-tempered. Lets her emotions cloud her judgment. As a result, may risk losing respect and tarnishing her crown. This is a very interesting banjo. So with banjo, we have this glass half empty. Banjo, instead of glass half full, we have a glass half empty, which is interesting. Um, it kind of reminds me of the Fool card reversed too. The Fool card upright is the universe has your back. You're embarking on a new journey. You're naive, but not in the sense that's like negative, but just kind of your purity of your conceptualization of what's going on. But the reverse Fool is a warning of, and so you have a lot of security in your endeavors of your new journey and stuff like that. The Fool card, but the reversed is don't be making a warning of don't be making foolish and rash decisions and thinking that the universe is just going to take care of anything and everything that you could possibly do. And this kind of do no wrong and high risk situation is the Fool card reversed. So I think today for Banjo's tarot card, can probably parallel and maybe symbolize that. The Queen of Swords is a really great card to get. I think I really like the air element. I know there might be some people out there that appreciate the other elements probably a bit more than the air element, and that's fine. Um, but I think this is a great card to get, and probably the reason we're getting it reversed is probably just a warning of there's things can go wrong. You can be mistaken at things, and um, it's smart to have a constantly learning mindset instead of a you know all, and therefore if somebody says differently, that means that they're wrong and not you. I think it's probably just the warning of this reverse Queen of Swords. A bit of a humbleness, I guess. Okay, Benja, thanks for the card. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Y'all know how I really like this setup. We're gonna get to our past a little bit later on. So let's see our heart energy, either our permanent heart energy or something that's taking a hold of our heart energy. Oh, it just is. This is great. Another air element. You can see here with the sword. This is a major arcana deck card, and this is very interesting. As a tarot card reader, as a tarot card reader, I always get this justice and judgment. I'm always having a hard time distinguishing between the two, especially like metaphorically and stuff like that. Well, what's the difference? Why have these two cards? What is the origins of the tarot? What is the difference? But here it says that this is a great card for us to have, because this card reversed warns that a lack of truth and honesty is not good. Is also, if you don't tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. If you leave out parts of the truth, that's the same as lying. That's the same as being dishonest and untruthful, is what this reverse judgment card means. In other places you may have different outlooks on things, but here with this Justice card, that's what it means reverse. Um, but here it's Justice is blind. You got this little red scarf, and you have this little square here. I really never know what it is. But this blind kind of this unbiased kind of situation, honesty and truth, I think is what this Justice card represents. I think this is a really great card for us to get, especially considering Banjo's card. All right, Justice, fairness, balance, and law. Okay, this one is about uh, not really anything to conceal, which is interesting. Um, and this card is about taking the time. This crow is sending a message to take the time to look at a problem at all different angles and to consider all the different types of consequences. So I guess just taking a measured approach to things. So that's great. Our heart energy. Um, let's see what our present is as a platform for the future. The world. This is again a really great card to get. Um, this is about unlike the Fool card. This World card is the Fool card is the first card of the Major Arcana deck card, and the World card is the last card of the Major Arcana deck card. I think it is in fact an Earth element. Surprise, surprise. And this card is about completion of a cycle, not really like a small day-to-day tasks, but like a big goal and project is finally being completed, which is really great. Um, it's upright, obviously a very positive meaning. That means we've been working on something for a while now, and things are coming to a close and ending very positively. Um, putting in the work and getting the rewards. Now is a great time to meditate and listen to your inner voice. Oh, no, 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 that's judgment. That's judgment. Successful completions, end of a journey, and wholeness. It is time to revel in the glory of a job well done. And your investments have finally paid off. So that's really great. So far, so good. Having a very positive tarot card reading so far, Benjo. Alright, let's see something helping us or holding us back. The Two of Pentacles. This is obviously something helping us. The Two of Pentacles is suggests paying attention to your day-to-day tasks. This card is upright. Reversed, this card is maybe you need to check if there's unpaid bills that you might have, something going on there. But this card upright is definitely helpful, and it says you've been on your daily tasks, your daily job, you've been very wise about your long-term goal as taking it to day to day. So that's really great. Some people can put off things and still kind of complete, but this is kind of a way of life, a lifestyle, I guess, lifestyle choice, where you've done something every day that has been very helpful and beneficial, and so yeah, very, very positive. Maybe there can be a better way to describe this. So let me see. Okay, ensure that your day-to-day tasks are done as to not jeopardize any long-term goals. Yeah, and make sure that you're managing everything. So that's great. Very positive. Let's see our hopes or fears. The Wheel of Fortune upright. This is a very pleasant card. The Wheel of Fortune upright is exactly how it suggests and how it sounds. We have all of these crows kind of working together. It does kind of resemble this World card here, right? A little bit. They're both major arcana deck cards. This Wheel of Fortune, though, I think it might be a fire element. But it basically means the Wheel of Fortune or the Wheel of Luck is on your side. You're gonna have, which reminds me, I guess, especially for this tarot card reading, was an idiom of that the harder you work, the luckier you get type of situation going on. This is definitely a hope and not a fear, so I think that's great. Our ability to learn from the past, to move on from a difficult situation. What goes around comes around. It's kind of like the Six of Pentacles, a little bit of a karma situation going on. It does emphasize these three crows to mean our inner power, meaning here upright with this Wheel of Fortune. This also carries the meaning of we do have some sort of effect on our an influence on our environment of controlling how long we're up and how long we're down, so to speak. The reverse Wheel of Fortune suggests that we're kind of down and down on our luck, kind of down, and that what goes down must come up and stuff like that. And to suggest maybe these are the cycles of life, and that's just part of life, and that's just how it is. So anyway, very, very positive cards all upright, so that's great. Video. Let's see what our grounding energy is. The Strength card reversed. This is very interesting. The Strength card is fire element. I really like this card. I like a lot of these cards. Obviously, which one is my favorite card? A lot of the ones that have like different kind of animals in them. How cute is this lion? This Strength card is very interesting to get beneath as the grounding energy for our Justice card here. I think this is a very interesting and unique situation. This upright Strength card is very positive and stuff like that. And however, this reverse Strength card suggests emotional manipulation and fear, and not very good, right? It's a negative meaning. Motives are fear and ego based, and to ask yourself if your strength comes from power or force. That's another thing. This card, it means a lot of power, right? Upright, very positive and stuff like that. So I think this is really interesting. We have this reversed strength card, which is not the best card to get. I'll tell you what. Beneath this justice card, which is so honest. Um, but if it were to go anywhere, I guess this isn't such a bad place for it to go, considering how honest this and problem anticipator, a consequence, examining a problem from all sides and taking the time to do so. Um, in an unbiased way. I guess if this card had to be somewhere, it's not so bad that it's here next to this Justice card. I just think it's kind of interesting we have these two cards here. Um, as far as this being grounding energy, I think this is very interesting. I would say that this is not our grounding energy, but possibly the antagonist, our adversaries' grounding energy. I would say to suggest this is kind of permanent for them. They kind of have this personality trait, this quality that is this reversed strength card, which is unfortunate. It's not something that if you just change the situation that these qualities will disappear. These qualities will be here of this person, entity, whether the situation is changed or not. Benjo, 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 what are you doing? So that's just how they're like, and I would say that obviously it's a lot of a short-term gain there, um, and this continual kind of loss for them. Um, this power can is very much external, right? With this reversed strength card, their power really relies heavily on taking from others. Um, so I think again it's very interesting. The cards that we have this day-to-day task, we have this completion of a cycle, and so I think this is probably our obstacle here, this grounding energy, this reverse strength card. This fire thing, it can represent action, something quick movement, this kind of Nike mentality, like just do it type of situation. It's just something that they do. So there might be a lot of this. I don't know what I was thinking. This kind of maybe taking responsibility for their actions without actually taking responsibility for their actions, and it might be very apparent and obviously so, considering the pattern of behavior. If this is their grounding energy, I'm sure this is probably something that you can see before whatever is going on here. Um, yeah, this is our obstacle card. Let's hear pass. The reversed Seven of Cups. This one's a very interesting. This one reversed can suggest spending too much time in a dream world, spending too much time in the clouds. But not to be confused, this is a water element. Water is feelings, loves, dreams, and emotions. So I'm wondering if this grounding energy has something to do with something about our past. Um, I really like this card. Seven of Cups has been one of my favorite cards in any tarot deck since the Cat Tarot. I like to, no matter the different decks, as your tarot card reader, I always like to bring in this philosophy type mentality going on here. Philosophy can just be what the contemplation of life, living. What is it? Newton with the apple, right? Obviously that's mathematics and stuff like that, but I also like to kind of think that it's also philosophy a bit too. Um, Philosophy now is kind of like dismissed a little bit more than it used to be. Philosophers used to be a very important and highly regarded part of society. Of course, a little bit more than perhaps in today's society. Um, for whatever reason, I don't know. But anyway, here we get it reversed, and I like to think this each cup has a different kind of quality to it. You got the heart, the lotus, so this tower card, and all these different things. Um, and this crow here in the middle being able to conceptualize all this stuff together. Let me see what it is reversed. I think it's not so positive. Oh, it's about choice too, upright. Oh, busying yourself to avoid tracing reality. Because of this, you're unable to fully realize your dreams. Um, yeah, this is Seven of Cups reversed. Is very interesting. In the Cat Tarot, it's taking a deep dive into one's soul. So I think this is a very similar here in the Crow Tarot, where it's in the past there's this not taking a deep dive, not uh, uh, looking at yourself and stuff like that. I'm thinking this has a lot to do with this grounding energy. Um, so as far as this being kind of our obstacle cards here, grouped together, this reverse seven or this reverse strength card, which is the eighth tarot major arcana deck card, and this is seven of reverse to seven of cups here. In our past, I think unfortunately again it's the obstacle and not really ourselves, because we have such positive cards here. Um, uh, and to suggest the complete opposite meanings of these two cards. These two cards are very similar, and these cards are very similar. Um, I'm thinking this could be quite personal, considering this is a past card, our past card here. Um, for whatever this major arcana deck card could represent as our obstacle this week. Um, so yeah, something about our past. I think this could mean that whatever this grounding energy, unfortunately, that is our obstacle. It could we could just need to be prepared that the things might get quite personal, considering this is our past card. Um, but other than that, everything is really positive. I'm gonna wait till this video ends.